So let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Veronica Roth and I'm the Deputy Director of Student Administration. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year the university will hold approximately 50 ceremonies both in Sydney and Shanghai. We are also delighted that some of today's graduates are attending, having previously missed the opportunity to attend a ceremony due to the pandemic. I would like to introduce you to the official party who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Mr. Richard Howes, Pro-Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Pro-Chancellor is joined today by Mr. Glenn Babington, Chief Operating Officer and Vice President, Dr. Sarah Benson, PSM, Deputy CEO, Safety and Sport, Sport Integrity Australia, who will deliver the occasional address, Professor Philip A. Gale, Deputy Dean of Science, Professor Damien Gurko, Acting Director and Associate Director Research for the Institute for Sustainable Futures, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our members of staff who are graduating today: Naomi Carrad, Katie Ross, Jessica MacArthur, Anselm Motha, Mika Westerhausen, Cora Hinkley and Laura Katrapani. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Richard Howes, Pro-Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology, Sydney, duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology, Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It's upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge them as the traditional custodians of knowledge in this place. In this graduation ceremony, we'll celebrate the conferral awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Science and the Institute of Sustainable Futures. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognise the support for which they have received from friends, family, mentors and other supporters, many of whom are here today. We warmly welcome you, and together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I'd now like to invite Professor Damien Gurko, Acting Director, Associate Director Research for the Institute of Sustainable Futures, to present the graduates.
Pro-Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Institute for Sustainable Futures and the Faculty of Science to stand. Pro-Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the faculty boards in Sustainable Futures and Science as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the boards and has conferred these awards upon them. Pro-Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Institute for Sustainable Futures and the Faculty of Science who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate the graduates on the achievements obtaining the awards for which they have qualified. And my notes now call for a raucous applause from the audience.
Graduates, please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, the Institute for Sustainable Futures has a mission to create change towards sustainable futures. The Institute's world-class high-degree research program develops leaders in creating change and tests innovations for adoption by our researchers and partners. The research generated by our postgraduates continues to be crucial to our success. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Naomi Rose Carrard, for a thesis entitled Placing Sustainability at the Centre of the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Sector, a Transdisciplinary Inquiry, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Juliette Willits, and Co-Supervisor, Professor Emerita Cynthia Mitchell. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Naomi Rose Carrard. Bhatia Kekalandala, for a thesis entitled Adaptive Co-Management of Small Tank Cascade Systems in Sri Lanka in a Changing Climate, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Adjunct Associate Professor Brent Jacobs, and Co-Supervisor Dr. Rebecca Cunningham. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Bhatia Kekalandala. Jessica Nicole MacArthur, for a thesis entitled Investigating Changes Related to Gender Equality in Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, Transformative Approaches and Opportunities, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Juliette Willits, and Co-Supervisor, Dr. Naomi Carrard. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Jessica Nicole MacArthur. Katie Ross, for a thesis entitled Transforming the Ways We Create Change, Experiencing and Cultivating Transformative Sustainability Learning, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Emerita Cynthia Mitchell. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Katie Ross. Erica Willis, for a thesis entitled Increasing Community Engagement in New York City's Green Space Planning with PPGIS and Deliberative Democracy, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Christopher Reedy, and Co-Supervisor, Professor Stuart White. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Erica Willis. Master of Sustainable Futures Research, Michael J. Feller, for a thesis entitled Sporting Mega Events and Their Influence on the Social and Physical Capital of Communities in the Host City, the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games Experience. Pro-Chancellor, I present Michael J. Feller. Pro-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Institute for Sustainable Futures. I now invite Professor Philip A. Gale, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Science, to present graduates.
Pro-Chancellor, research is a defining characteristic of a university. Graduating a fully equipped, independent researcher requires nurturing, training, and encouragement. Today we celebrate the achievements of our Faculty of Science research graduates and express our gratitude to their family, friends, supervisors, and the community who recognise the importance of research education and the acquisition of knowledge. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Natasha Teagan Benson for a thesis entitled The Development of Novel Paper-Based Analytic Devices for the Detection of Explosives, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Distinguished Professor Philip Doble and co-supervisors Distinguished Professor Claude Roux and Dr. Lucas Blaines. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Natasha Teagan Benson. Joshua Hartigan for a thesis entitled Numerical and Statistical Modelling of Australian Severe Weather, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor James Brown and Co-Supervisor Professor Lance Leslie. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Joshua Hartigan. Zachariah Jason Nobel for a thesis entitled Estimating Post-Mortem Interval of Soft and Hard Tissue in a Temperate Australian Environment, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Macon Uland and co-supervisors Dr. Hayley Green and Associate Professor Barbara Stewart. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Zachariah Jason Nobel. Sangeev Soman Thandesaril for a thesis entitled Design of LCOS Devices Using High Contrast Gratings, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Alexander Sontsev and Co-Supervisor Professor Christopher Poulton. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Sangeev Soman Thandesaril. Shuang Wang for a thesis entitled Atmospheric Density Currents, Impact on Aviation over New South Wales and the ACT, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Tapan Ray and co-supervisors Honorary Associate Professor Timothy Langtree and Professor Lance Leslie. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Shuang Wang. Mika Tam Westerhausen for a thesis entitled Quantitative Immunomass Spectrometry Imaging by Laser Ablation Inductively Coupled Plasma Mass Spectrometry, supervised by a supervisory panel that's included Principal Supervisor, Distinguished Professor Philip Doble, and Co-Supervisor Associate Professor David Bishop. Pro-Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Mika Tam Westerhausen. Pro-Chancellor, each year UTS recognises a select few undergraduate candidates of exceptional merit. Such candidates are honoured by the award of the University Medal. Pro-Chancellor, I now present to you graduates receiving an undergraduate award and the University Medal in the Faculty of Science. The following student has graduated with the Bachelor of Forensic Science, Bachelor of Forensic Science Honours with Class 1 Honours and University Medal. Harrison Fersman. Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Physics with First Class Honours and University Medal, Sherin Joanne MacLeod. Pro-Chancellor, we'll now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Master of Forensic Science, Pooja Belur Gopal. Ile Kutige Deepa Fernando. Georgia Rose Green. Rima Justin. Isabella Jane Turnbull. Master of Philosophy in Forensic Science, Senia Maritz. Tina Marie Skidmore. Master of Science, Honours in Forensic Science with First Class Honours, Layar Zarur. Master of Science, Honours in Forensic Science with Third Class Honours, Amira Todor. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with First Class Honours, Larissa Fowl. Emma Henry. Gabrielle Mangian. Alexandra Merciesa. Morgan Rebecca Sharp. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with Second Class Honours Division 1, Dayon Gunawan. Mackenzie J. Kerr. Archie Christopher Lambrinos. Stephanie Le Liu. Emily Jane Rain. Ethan Oliver Walker. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Honours with Second Class Honours Division 2, Lauren Quattrapani. Bachelor of Forensic Science in Applied Chemistry, Bachelor of Science, Honours in Applied Chemistry with First Class Honours, Bridget Thurn. Bachelor of Science, Honours in Applied Chemistry with First Class Honours, Oksana Akhmadzai. Lainey Taylor Field. Catherine Flower Donaldson. Ashley Eva Green. Eliza Mab Hamilton. Anthony Tai. Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Chemistry with Second Class Honours Division 1, Cora Leanne Hinckley. Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Chemistry with Second Class Honours Division 2, Muhammad Azrai bin Aslan. Bachelor of Science in Applied Physics, Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Physics with Second Class Honours Division 1, Ritika Ritika. Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Physics with Second Class Honours Division 2, Angelo Vitaliti. Bachelor of Science Honours in Nanotechnology with First Class Honours, Madeline Hennessy. Bachelor of Science Honours in Nanotechnology with Second Class Honours Division 1, Alexander Philip Kondos. Bachelor of Science in Applied Chemistry, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Todd Ekmani Ratanakarn. Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Emily Rose Bajossi. Christian Corral. Bachelor of Science in Applied Physics, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Daniel Stephen Jones. Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Neil Rastogi. Bachelor of Biomedical Physics, Olympia Wing Yi Zheng. Bachelor of Environmental Forensics, Ashley Lorraine Monk. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Diploma in Innovation, Taylor Carter. Bachelor of Forensic Science, Lauren Ackerley. Amy Aldrich. Rachel Barakat. Sophia Bartholomew. Frederick Alistair Jack Bell. Hayley Melissa Bennett. Finn Berwick Clark. Jasmine Rose Briley. Paige Carroll. Dilara Tetina. Manho Chan. Chon Tong Chiang. Crystal Migo Denolo Contreras. Jemima Creswick. James Michael Daubney. Elisa Rachel Davies. Brianna Duck. Zand Efat Maneshnik. Alice Allen Ferreira. Velia Fierro. William Fisher. Chloe Fogg Fitzsimmons. Fatima Basel Taha Hashem. Chanel Hirmiz. Vivian Huynh. Naomi Claire Huang. Riley Inglimer. Talia Johnson. Lillian Jha. Sophie Cardell. Riley Mark Kasemeyer. Liam Anthony Kennelly. Ifra Khan. Kathleen Kinsella. Jessica Kotzander. Aaron Chi-Ho Kwok. Bao Chan Le. Piper Ashley Lord. Abrielle Mannion. Margaret Marone. Brielle Grace MacDonald. Bethany Therese McFarlane. Michaela Murphy. Jessica Nguyen. Lauren Ngok Han Nguyen. Tam Nguyen. Jordan Thomas Peterson. Kimmy Pham. Elena Piazzolla. Brooke Polyatevitz. Monica Portelli. Rihanna Josie Lynn Pulido. Mano Ratanavong. Tiana Marie Reed. Alexander James Rao. Shashmitra Selva Raghu. Ezekiel Jaden Setiono. Antonia Lee Sharp. Xander Smith. William John Squire. Abigail Claire Thompson. Lai Melanie Monica Wijaya. Pui K. Natalie Wong. Pania Karina Wynyard. Christian Yakub. Charlotte Young. Zhebang Zhou. Kyo Ziwa. Bachelor of Mathematics and Computing, Alan Lair. Paulo Zazara. Bachelor of Medicinal Chemistry, Thomas Beckhurst. Phoenix Emily Chick. Ethan Joel Fortunado. Daniel Gouda. Jenny Chan Huynh. Mirail Kalaji. Stephanie Lai. Sean McCaffery. Erin Olivia Mylonas. Thi Mi Ngok Nguyen. Santia Saravanan. Cornelius Tan. Daniel James Torrey. Bachelor of Science, Anselm Dominic Motha. Bachelor of Science in Analytics, Alex Stewart Blair. Sven Gnunovitz. Tommy Hogan. Ella Kearney. Tsi Yu Lam. Marie Anne Sukar. Ethan Y. Kit Tu. Mark Saad Youssef. Bachelor of Science in Applied Chemistry, Sean McAllery. Cristel Ann Senarilos. Bachelor of Science in Applied Physics, George Luther. Jacob Mujali. I Gusti Lanang Wirantara Muliarta. Sergei Neditz. Samuel James Raby. Evan Williams. Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Luca Abate. Alice Mary McLeod Black. Sophia Hannah Kokinis. Ichi Lim. Gabrielle O'Sullivan. Kimberly E. Xuan Tan. Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, Tao Ti Tu Chan. Bachelor of Science in Nanotechnology, Martin Dimitrov Zlatanov.
Pro-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Science.
On behalf of the UTS Council and the university more broadly, I would like to start by once again congratulating our new graduates. Graduation is a very big deal. It's a tradition that dates back to medieval times when the first universities emerged in Europe. And the formality of this ceremony is proportional in many ways to the hard work and dedication necessary for you as graduates to reach this point. And as a graduating cohort, I think it's fair to say that you've had to deal with more than most. In fact, perhaps we should be awarding you a master's degree in resilience for dealing with all that the global pandemic has served up to you. So well done. Enjoy this moment. You very much deserve to. And to your friends, family, mentors, support group, more broadly, who have supported you in this journey, I think you also deserve to enjoy this moment as well. And in fact, I might ask the graduating cohort to stand up and applaud their supporting network, if you don't mind. Thank you. You can sit down. Sorry, I've got 2 university-age students myself, and if your graduates are like mine, you probably haven't been bowled over by a torrent of gratitude along the way. So I wanted to give you that, as small as it is. UTS research is incredibly highly regarded. Our field-weighted citation index, which is really the gold standard of how one measures the quality of academic research, places UTS at the very highest levels of Australian universities. And moreover, UTS prioritises connections with industry and on equipping our graduates with the sort of education that has very practical application. And I think our reputation among employers very much reflects this. And that's a good thing because you will face many challenges going forward as a graduating cohort. The workplace is changing at an unprecedented pace in response to technical advancement, demographic shifts, and shifts in societal expectations. The traditional career path of finding a stable job and climbing the corporate ladder, as it were, is no longer the norm. Instead, many workers are embracing a more flexible and entrepreneurial approach to work, with freelancing, contract work, and remote work, for example, becoming more common. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence is also reshaping the nature of work, with many routine tasks being automated and employers increasingly demanding and encouraging their workers to develop more complex skills around creativity and critical thinking. Despite these challenges, the opportunities that await you are limitless. With hard work, determination, and a willingness to learn, you will have the power to shape your own future and make a positive impact on the world around you. ChatGPT wrote those last two paragraphs of the speech. And, if you're like me, that's both amazing and also a little bit scary. But I think it is emblematic of the powerful force that technology and technological evolution is playing and will play in our world. It can be a force for good, and it can also be a force for otherwise. Now, interestingly, GPT 3.5, which is the natural language processing algorithm which sits behind ChatGPT, chose the words, "make a positive impact on the world around you." And I don't want to stand here and patronise you by simply imploring you to do that, partly because I don't think that strategy works. Perhaps to illustrate, in 1989, Michael Lewis, who is the author of many books, including The Blind Side, Moneyball, and The Big Short, which you may be familiar with either in book form or in terms of blockbuster films, wrote his first book called Liar's Poker. And Liar's Poker gave an account of the excesses and questionable conduct in financial markets and among financial markets professionals. Now, Lewis had intended this book to be a cautionary tale, a rallying cry, if you like, to smart young people to become marine biologists, perhaps, rather than bond salesmen. Unfortunately, the book kind of had the opposite effect. It ended up being a rallying cry in the other direction, and many graduates flocked to financial markets. The fact is, your own path is a choice that you will make. And in fact, the values that you base your decisions on are really yours to choose. And what I would urge you to do is to choose those consciously and thoughtfully. Don't simply go with the flow because that's what everyone else is doing. It's often the behaviour that seems okay because all around us are doing it that ends up failing what has sometimes been referred to as the front page test. And the way the front page test works is that every now and again, imagine that your conduct and your activities were to make their way onto the front page of the newspaper. How would you feel about that? If you feel fine about that, then you pass the front page test. And I think it's worth considering some of the scandals that are gracing the pages of the newspaper, even at the moment. PwC is caught up in this scandal around leakage of government tax secrets. And there are many scandals from the scientific field as well, including scientific fraud and whatnot. And always with the benefit of hindsight, it's very difficult to think charitably of anyone caught up in these scandals. But I'm sure that many of these people involved and caught up in situations like that felt like it was okay because everyone around them was doing it. It was kind of the way the game was played, or they felt like that they weren't senior enough or empowered enough to stand up in the way of what they perhaps knew in their heart to be wrong. And I think taking a step back and thinking about something like the front page test as you go through moments in your career can be a useful litmus test. Steve Jobs once famously said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition." Now, it's often quotes quotes from Steve Jobs reflecting his genius are often thought of in terms of massive creative opportunity and exciting developments. But I think it's equally instructive to think about it in terms of standing up for and against what you know in your heart to be wrong. Moving on, Socrates said of education that it is the kindling of a flame rather than the filling of a vessel. Well, I hope that UTS has been successful in kindling yours, and that through time you will adopt a lifelong learning philosophy and think of UTS as an ongoing partner in keeping the fire burning. And I hope that you stay connected to your new alma mater. The original meaning of the word alma mater is nourishing mother, and UTS's global community is now 270,000 strong, and it includes all of you, and I hope you find nourishment from it. Once again, may I congratulate you and wish you every success in applying the skills and knowledge that you've gained at this world-class institution. So I'd now like to invite Mr. Glenn Babington, who is our Chief Operating Officer and Vice President, to introduce the occasional speaker.
Pro-Chancellor. Our occasional speaker for today is Dr. Sarah Benson, PSM. As the Deputy CEO of Sports Integrity Australia, Sarah is responsible for driving a nationally coordinated response to sports integrity issues with a focus on anti-doping. Sports Integrity Australia is responsible for implementing anti-doping arrangements in accordance with the World Anti-Doping Code, the National Integrity Framework, and the Safeguarding in Sport Continuous Improvement Program with a focus on discrimination, child abuse, mistreatment across all levels of Australian sport. It uses targeted education to deter activities that may threaten sports integrity, and it develops capabilities to stay ahead of the increasing volume and complexity of threats facing sport integrity in Australia. Prior to joining Sports Integrity Australia earlier this year, Sarah was the Chief Forensic Scientist of the Australian Federal Police, the AFP. In this role, Sarah was responsible for the executive leadership and management of the AFP Forensics Command, providing operational and capability leadership across the AFP's domestic and international policing responsibilities, and providing high-level strategic advice to the AFP Executive, Australian Government and external committees, including the Australia-New Zealand Counter-Terrorism Committee, Australia-New Zealand Policing Advisory Agency and Interpol. Sarah coordinated Australia's law enforcement support following the 2019 volcanic eruption on White Island in New Zealand, and was also instrumental in the forensic and disaster victim identification support offered to the Netherlands and Ukraine following the 2014 MH17 disaster. Now, Sarah studied here at the University of Technology, Sydney, and holds a doctorate of philosophy and science with a thesis entitled Forensic Analysis of Explosives Using Isotope, Ratio, Mass Spectrometry, and has a bachelor degree in science with honours in applied chemistry, with, no surprise, forensic science. Additionally, and of note, Sarah is a committed mentor to women in law enforcement and forensic sciences. In 2021, Sarah was awarded the Public Service Medal in the Queen's Birthday Honours List, the University of Technology Sydney Alumni Award of Excellence, and the UTS Chancellor's Award for Excellence. It gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Sarah Benson to deliver the occasional address.
Thank you, Pro-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Presiding Deans, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, families and friends. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, upon whose ancestral lands the University now stands, and paying my respects to elders both past and present and our future generations, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of these lands. 23 years ago, I was in your shoes, sitting alongside my peers and family celebrating my achievement, while sharing early career stories with my classmates over a few too many drinks. Don't forget the front page test after this. My career has been driven by my passion for forensic science, combined with my values of a connection to purpose, accountability, dependability, and achieving impactful incomes in line with purpose. By keeping the community safe through crime prevention, supporting victims of crime and mass disasters and their families during their darkest times, and contributing to achieving justice through the courts, that purpose remained clear and strong. I experienced so much with the Australian Federal Police, from supporting the investigation of crimes in the community in the ACT, to working with state and territory counterparts, law enforcement partners in major counter-terrorism operations, to offshore deployments with international counterparts where we investigated some of the most atrocious crimes and mass disasters that have impacted Australians, through to building new capabilities and representing the AFP and Australia on the world stage. I was able to reach the top of my forensics career as the AFP's Chief Forensic Scientist, and just last year I was appointed Chair of the Interpol Forensic Science Committee. These moments represent the pinnacle for me, as they provided the opportunity to lead an outstanding and diverse cohort of forensic scientists and technical specialists, and work collaboratively with national and international counterparts to advance forensics in relevance, impact and reach for the communities we serve. It was a privilege and an honour. It is stating the obvious that my UTS degree through the Centre of Forensic Science laid the foundations for my career from the outset, specifically my pathway into the AFP as an industry partner. Thanks to UTS, I actually was workforce ready. But like anything in life, careers aren't always smooth sailing and without challenge. My biggest learnings and opportunities have come from setbacks and failures, and this is what I want to share with you today. In 2011, I was performing the role of Coordinator Criminalistics, where I was responsible for the AFP's chemists, document examiners and firearms experts. I had been performing this role on higher duties for several years and had not long returned from maternity leave when the role was advertised for permanent filling. Of course, I applied for the role and felt sure that I'd put my best foot forward. However, I was found unsuitable and the position was offered to a counterpart from Victoria Police. This failed promotion and working in an environment where I felt that my supervisor did not support me stopped me dead in my tracks, and it was one of the lowest points in my professional career. I was embarrassed, felt let down, worthless and lost. I had no idea how to navigate the path forward professionally or personally. I was presented 3 options, and with some guidance from a mentor, I chose to take a secondment out of the AFP. I took on a role with the Defence Science and Technology Group in the National Security Science and Technology Centre, responsible for coordinating national and international research and capability development to fill national security gaps. It was great to experience a new workplace, new leadership and a new role. The opportunity provided me the space to reflect on leadership and my future. During this time, I discovered that being a great scientist doesn't make you a great leader. And that is something I encourage you to reflect on and continuously grow as your career progresses. My ability to step out of forensic science and into a broader scientific and technical role was due in large part to my sound and credible science qualification through UTS. This new role allowed me to grow as a research scientist, expand my professional networks across defence, academia, industry and internationally, and most importantly, for the first time, shape myself as a leader. In 2014, the downing of Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 saw the Australian government respond and support our international counterparts following the tragic death of 298 passengers and crew, including 38 people who called Australia home. Shortly after the tragedy, I was deployed to the Netherlands and Ukraine as Australia's disaster victim identification and forensics commander, a key part of the AFP's Operation Aru and the Australian government's Operation Bring Them Home. I didn't know it at the time, but this was the start of an 8-year journey working alongside the Netherlands, Ukraine and Malaysia to bring those responsible to justice. It goes without saying that the challenges, complexities, pressures and sensitivity of the situation were enormous, and it would be fair to say I had no idea how I was going to perform the role. What helped me at the start was the reliance on what I did know, and the very quick realisation that strong teamwork at all levels was going to be essential to success. I drew on scientific foundations, standards and networks, and translated them to the operational context. I identified personal and operational vulnerabilities and mitigated these through teamwork to work collaboratively with Australian and international counterparts to problem solve. The UTS values discover, engage, empower, deliver and sustain can readily be overlaid to this operational response, and for me they serve as a template for success when responding to complex global challenges. The guilty verdict announced 8 years after the tragedy is a sound reflection of this. And my third and final anecdote is just last year, I decided to explore what the next phase of my professional life might look like. I was looking for something to provide me the opportunity to continue to grow as a leader, where I could contribute to something new and something of national and global significance. This was a confronting time for me, particularly as I'm not one to intentionally step outside of my comfort zone. As a senior executive leader in a highly specialised field, the opportunities were limited. But in late 2022, I applied for a role with Sport Integrity Australia, and just a few short months ago was appointed one of 2 new deputy CEOs. Sport Integrity Australia are the national agency charged to protect the integrity of sport and the health and welfare of those who participate. As such, we need to continually adapt and evolve to stay ahead of ever-increasing volume and complexity of the threats facing sport integrity, such as evolving doping methodology, abuse of children in sport, online safety, racism and competition manipulation. The government recently announced the Green and Gold Runway, with Australia hosting some 30+ international sporting events culminating in the 2032 Brisbane Olympics and Paralympics. Within that announcement, the government gave guarantees to the International Olympic Committee and the World Anti-Doping Agency that Australia is equipped to deal with potential threats, and as such, the agency's role has never been more important. On 30th September 2022, the Minister for Sport announced the extension of functions to include a Safety in Sports division, to enhance our current capability and to inform an approach to deal with integrity issues at all levels. And this is where I've landed, as the Deputy CEO of Safety in Sport. During the recruitment process, I learnt that being a scientist offers benefits far beyond our direct chosen fields, and these are highly valued across industries we wouldn't even imagine. The way we think, inquire, analyse, critically evaluate, test, challenge, collaborate, and problem solve are attributes that position us to lead in complex and challenging times. Now that you've heard my story, let's take a moment to look forward and consider the challenges presented to all of us. Societal shifts and trends affect all industries. A key example of this is the increase in globalisation, enabled by rapid innovation in the technology sector, with challenges being experienced in how we interact, how information is managed, stored and accessed, and how people want to interact with our workplaces. Alongside this, economic factors are in direct opposition to the pacing problem, being experienced across industries where we need to try and keep pace with technologies. But all of this also brings significant opportunities to the next generation entering the workforce. Never have a generation be called upon to be so innovative, problem-focused and solutions-driven than now, and I have no doubt that you're up for the task. I encourage you to navigate this with confidence, drawing on the foundations from your UTS science qualification and by discovering, engaging, empowering, delivering and sustaining. While the future is unknown for all of us, as you take these next steps, do not let the fear of failure negatively impact your work. Be reflective, let it drive you, and try not to doubt yourself. Check yourself, check you have what you need to do what is needed, check you have the support you need, check you have all the information you need to make a decision, and check it is the right time. Check but never doubt. Step forward knowing that the foundations of your education have provided you with a platform to overcome any challenge, to bounce back, to pivot, to be resilient in life and work, just as I've shared my story today. Congratulations to all the graduates and medal recipients today. You and your families can be proud and take this moment to reflect on what you have achieved and what this means for your future. Thank you to everyone for having me as part of your celebration today, and thank you, Pro-Chancellor.
I would like to thank our occasional speaker, Dr. Sarah Benson, for the occasional address on such an important day as your graduation. And I commend to you her comments about purpose and passion and the examples she has set in terms of selfless service, the capacity to reframe a setback as an opportunity, and the need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable and grabbing opportunities with both your hands. It's notable that it's not only the knowledge that you have gained, but the discipline and thinking that Sarah has spoken to and how that can be applied across various situations. It is our hope that you will take the knowledge from your discipline, the increased knowledge about yourself and the people around you, and hopefully a new perspective on our world, and take that out and make a real impact, whether it be at the local, the national, or the global level. When you leave this hall today, know that you do so with the pride and the best wishes of this university. And again, on behalf of everyone, I would like to congratulate you on this wonderful achievement, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon and evening with your friends and family, rightfully celebrating it. Thank you.
Pro-Chancellor, guests and graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. On behalf of the Pro-Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and in the balcony room adjoining the hall. The photography, framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, one floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?